Well, as we get into the forecast, you're still going to see some differences in some of the models. The overall thing is we know that Ian is going to come by us. The question is, how close by are we talking? 63 is the current number. We have a great fall weather thing going right now. Low 50s in the morning, so awesome weather, low humidity. And you can see those 60s in some spots starting to turn to 50s. And again, the dew points have been down. We had that front come through, which is a player in this whole hurricane situation, by the way. It came through, brought the drier air for us, and now is stalled out to our south. And that's kind of what the hurricane is trying to work around. This trough in the southeast here, is it going to be able to make any headway north, or is it going to get pushed out a little bit toward the east? And that's kind of where the models are trending and the track from the Hurricane Center. Let's zoom in. You can see a rough go of it here in the Keys right now, and then tomorrow, Fort Myers, Sarasota, between there and Tampa, somewhere it looks like landfall. Tornado watch and tornado warnings occasionally. And again, we always talk about the dirty side of the storm. It's very clear to see. You don't see much of any of this kind of activity on this side. Notice there's usually a sharp drop off right there where it goes from rain to nothing. On the other side, you have these outer bands with spin-up tornadoes and flooding problems. So here's tomorrow. Again, landfall sometime maybe as we go through. This actually speeds things up a little bit more now. It goes into Wednesday, maybe afternoon, and then Wednesday night. This is Thursday morning. Just drops quickly, it shows on this new one now, going from a Cat 3 down to a tropical storm. And then kind of going back out and trying the other ocean here. Now we have 1 foot on land and 1 in the Atlantic. This is Friday morning as a tropical storm perhaps, and it continues to kind of bow out toward the east here. So I still think coastal Georgia, anywhere, St. Simons, Jekyll, and up to Savannah, Tybee here is going to have some, especially if it hits at a high tide situation where some flooding could be a problem there. But the track continues to move farther and farther toward the east. All right, so again, that puts these folks, now the Carolinas, on the dirty side of the storm for the potential for spin-up tornadoes. And then we are on the west side, where I still think we're going to have wind at this point, regardless of whether we even see any rain or not. But there could be a sharp drop-off in rain there. Let's take a look at the GFS. I took the Euro model off of here because we're getting some new data in on that. Earlier, the Euro was kind of branching out this way. So is the GFS. Now the GFS has started to shift toward the east as well. Keep an eye on this. I was talking about a sharp drop-off. There is Friday going into Saturday. The bulk of the storm would stay to our east, and we would be on the cleaner side of things there. Okay, so that's a scenario. Here's a look at the graph model, which earlier today was looking like an outlier. It was looking like the GFS and the Euro had it coming right through central Georgia, and that's the way it was going to be. And this one was looking kind of weird, but now GFS and some of the Euro and the track starting to shift this way. This is Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, similar scenario for landfall. There it is coming across, kind of doing the same thing, becoming a tropical storm. There's Thursday afternoon. Notice where we are in this. This one does move it out over the Atlantic a little bit farther east. And again, if this comes true, you're talking about a little bit of rain, maybe some of our eastern counties. There's Thursday night. Also, it kind of speeds things up a little bit. Now you're looking at center of circulation around Charleston, and this is 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. By the time we go in the late night, this thing has already made its way on up into South Carolina. That's just a scenario. Again, the models are back and forth, back and forth. So here's a look at this boundary I was talking about that came through. Think of it as, I mentioned earlier, almost like in football, where this would be the defensive line, and this is a running back trying to find a way to get through here and around. So this is going to be coming in this way. If this is right, that leaves us with almost no rain. Almost, but the wind I still think is going to be a pretty solid bet. As a matter of fact, it could start picking up as early as tomorrow night, 25 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts. Then as we go through the day on Thursday, 30, 35 or higher. And depending on how close this is, we may have some gusts higher than that. Just a quick look to show you the GFS now has rainfall mainly to the east. Earlier, this was showing these kind of numbers where we are. So let's see if the trend continues tomorrow, pushing it farther and farther east. It's a good thing for us if it does. Beautiful tomorrow. And we've got it holding in there for Friday, Saturday as a placeholder there for Ian. So how about that? Marv, how are you?
Oh, the